Hey guys, what's up? 7stop here. Today we're going to be talking about Battlefield 5.
Yeah! My favorite!
Yeah, so anyway, we went back and played Battlefield 5 a bit recently, and it's fine.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's like the perfect example of a mediocre game, which is why this video is called The Mediocrity of Battlefield 5.
Yeah, it's just like right smack dab in the middle. Nothing exceptional about it. Nothing, well, there are some horrible stuff about it. But there's nothing I'm like, I love that so much. There's not really anything.
It doesn't hold a candle to the other Battlefield games I've played, except maybe Battlefield 3 on console, just because on console that game is a mess. And like the frame rate's horrible, the resolution sucks, the controls are unbelievably bad.
It's like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and then Battlefield 1 are like the original trilogy, and then Battlefield steps in and it's like, oh gosh, this is the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. Right? The rise of Skywalker of the Battlefield franchise.
Yeah, it's not that great. So let's talk about our biggest issue with it, which is honestly the physicality, like the intrusive.
Yeah, it's one of our biggest
mechanics.
issues. And the maps and that are the biggest issue with the game.
Yeah, so let's talk about those intrusive mechanics. So in Battlefield 1, you pull out your syringe, you poke somebody, there you go. They're back.
Yeah.
Not in this game.
And in Battlefield 4, you hit them with the defibrillator and they're up again. It's that easy. And in Battlefield 1, there's a bit of physicality, like getting out of vehicles and stuff. It's fine. I don't mind it, but it's not the best. I would just prefer like Battlefield 4, but it's still a million times better than what's in Battlefield 5. But anyway, in Battlefield 4, when you get in a vehicle, when you revive someone, when you do basically anything, it just happens instantly or very quickly. There's no stupid lengthy animation. You don't have to wait for the game. You don't have to lose control of your character to watch your character go into some animation.
Yeah.
But in Battlefield 5, it's all the time it's like that.
Yeah.
Like getting in a vehicle, oh, I gotta watch an animation. Getting out of a vehicle, oh, I gotta watch an animation.
Oh gosh,
in
that's
a plane,
the worst one.
Oh, I gotta watch an animation. Oh, getting out of a plane. Oh, this animation takes forever.
That's the worst
By
one.
the time you get out of the plane, you're out of bounds and die.
I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. That has happened to me where I'm like, okay, I better get out now. Because in like Battlefield 1 or a previous game where it was a little bit shorter, like I would be, or not a little bit shorter, a lot shorter. I'd be able to just get
instant.
out. Yeah, I'd be able to just get out. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm coming to the edge. I better get out. But no, in Battlefield 5, your character has to chink, 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 put in all these buttons, frink, wee, I'm out of here. And then you're pretty much dead. And this doesn't seem like it would affect the gameplay in a huge way. Like, oh, it's just an animation. But with reviving people, it does. Because it takes longer and it makes you lose control.
And it's in every part of the game. Everything has this animation tied to it. Pick up a health pack. Oh, look, here's a health pack. I need to bring this up in front of my face and obstruct my view of the enemies.
So, for the reviving, me and Nico, after we played Battlefield 5, we went straight to Battlefield 1, and we instantly noticed something. The team play was 10 times better.
Because you actually get revived. That game has a lot of issues, too, with, like, the 1 meter away medic, which is another issue that Battlefield 5 has so much of. It's crazy. But in Battlefield 1, despite Battlefield 5 having squad revive, you get revived far more often in Battlefield 1 because the medics can just instantly revive you. Same thing with Battlefield 4.
Yeah, they could just instantly revive you. They don't have to take time to... we'll talk about this in a second, but they don't have to take time to press X and to do it. They can switch back to their primary weapon whenever they want. They're like, okay, somebody's coming. Let me take care of them before I revive you.
And the squad revive mechanic, that's great. That should have an animation.
Yeah.
There's a risk and reward to that. But medic revives definitely shouldn't.
No.
It ruins why even be a medic if you have to do this stupid animation that's only slightly shorter than the other people.
75% of the medics in that game only do it because you get infinite health patch. We'll get to that later. But
and the weapons are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like SMGs and stuff.
Yeah, but as I was saying, you can switch back to your primary and stuff like that. It's not a lengthy animation. You could just revive them in the middle of a situation, which again, that's probably the biggest reason why the Battlefield 5 one sucks, because you have to watch the animation and you have to watch the animation. There are tons of enemies that are going to come and shoot you and stuff like that. But in Battlefield 1, you could just be like, okay, let me bop them really quick and then go back to shooting. But in this game, it's like, oh gosh, either A, I'm going to die, or B, I'm going to get the revive off.
And in Battlefield 5, everything has this physicality tied to it. So your gameplay is constantly interrupted by these animations. Trying to jump a wall that's too high. Oh, you got to watch your character go, reach up,
Oh, man!
and then
Couldn't
fall
reach
back
it.
down. Yeah, and they fall back down, and you're stuck in this animation. You can't do anything. You don't have control of your character.
So you'll get shot.
Yeah, and then trying to do anything has an animation. You know, trying to crouch or go prone, and you try to turn around. You have to watch this annoying rubber band animation of your character's legs flying around in front of your FOV.
Yeah,
and there's so many glitches too. This physicality, everything being tied to animations. It opens the door for so many glitches. It's crazy. You constantly glitch through walls, glitch through objects. Your legs glitch through things. When you crouch, you glitch through something. Glitch.
We can't play a match of Battlefield 5 without encountering some sort of weird glitch
tied to the animations. There's every time, try to revive someone, and sometimes you'll just randomly be off.
And you'll just poke the air.
Yeah, you'll poke the air or something. And it's a mess.
It's awful. So, as we said there earlier, the med packs are you have infinite of them if you're the medic, and if not,
you're just screwed.
You're screwed.
This was the great attrition system, more like remove the fun from the game system, because now you have to rely on your teammates for ammo. Except your teammates don't want to play with you in this game for some reason.
No.
They're constantly leaving your squad, and you have less people in your squad. You only have 4 people in your squad as opposed to 5 in Battlefield 1. So you're constantly looking for someone to give you ammo or med packs, but it's mostly med packs. And when you don't have a med pack, you're just screwed. It's like Battle Royale.
Yeah,
one of the biggest things I don't like about Battle Royale is that when you get damaged, you're just screwed.
Yeah, most games like Call of Duty, after you get hit, or just Battlefield in general, after you get hit, your health goes down a little bit. All right, you just wait 10 seconds or so. There you go. It comes back up. But no, in this game, it can only heal 20 extra health, and it takes 50 seconds.
It takes a really long time, and you can't heal very much.
No.
And you have to rely on someone to give you a med pack, or you have to run to an objective, leave the battle, stop having fun, go look for a med pack.
That was the strangest thing about the marketing. They were advertising this as a cool
system.
feature.
Yeah, as a feature that I would want. Even when the attrition system was only marketing, I still thought that it would suck.
Yeah,
I heard about it. Why would I want to have to scavenge for ammo in a multiplayer game like this? Why would I want to go look for a med pack? It doesn't work.
Unless you're encouraging team play, which we already established this game doesn't
this game doesn't. And there's less people in your squad, so it's even harder. And for some reason, people constantly leave and join squads in this game. No one wants to work together.
No, because they want to do their own thing, which in Battlefield 1 works. So there's enough people doing their own thing where it's okay, yeah, I want to help the team. But in this game, everyone just wants to do their own thing because they don't want to have to sit through the lengthy animations and stuff. And
in Battlefield 1, I always found some sort of joy in supporting my teammates. That was actually fun. You got lots of points. You could do well just supporting your teammates. But I never feel like that in Battlefield 5, and I'm not sure why.
I think it has to do with the animations. You don't want to have to just risk your own life to die I'm going to go ahead and try and get this revive off. Boop. Oh, I died.
Yeah.
Whereas in Battlefield 1, it was really quick. You could easily go in, pick them up, and back out. But in this game, nobody wants to support their team. And the attrition. The attrition system works in single-player games like BioShock and stuff like that. It works in those games because that's the atmosphere of the game. You're constantly picking up ammo, and it's not a multiplayer game.
In a multiplayer game, it's really annoying to be disadvantaged in that manner towards other people. It's supposed to be a competitive multiplayer game where you're competing with other people, but you have these silly vices that prevent you from having fun and having fair competition.
Whereas in single-player games, you're supposed to be at the quote-unquote disadvantage. But you're constantly
and you're fighting AIs, and it's not as infuriating when you die because you get a checkpoint.
And you could go buy ammo. But Battlefield 5 just doesn't have that.
Yeah. So now we're going to be talking about the maps. Oh boy. Yeah, the maps in this game are fine. There's some that are really bad and some that are fine. The thing is, with Battlefield games, the maps are usually really good. Battlefield 4, a lot of great maps that I play on way too often. Battlefield 1, all of the maps in Battlefield 1 are really good.
there's not a map that I'm like, oh no. I'm always like,
But
this
there's
map.
not a single map in Battlefield 5 where when I see it come up, I'm like, yeah, I get to play on this map. But in Battlefield 1, that's every single map.
Yeah, like, so they advertised this game with grand operations in mind. And they were also talking about, oh yeah, don't worry, we're going to support the other modes. So I think my biggest issue is that they tried to tailor to all the game modes.
Yeah,
whereas
they
in
tried to
Battlefield
make the
1
maps fit every single game mode.
Whereas in Battlefield 1, they were like, this is operations. We're marketing operations.
Operations and Conquest, that's it.
Yeah, they were like, we're marketing that.
Those are the modes of Battlefield that people actually want to play.
So they're like, we're going to make the maps good for that. But in turn, the other the like smaller game modes, people can enjoy them and stuff like that. Whereas in Battlefield 5, they're like, oh yeah, we gotta help. Grand operations is cool and all, but we gotta help these other people.
But in making it good for in trying to make it good for every mode, they made it mediocre for every mode. Instead of in Battlefield 1, it's like the maps are really good in 2 modes and then fine in other modes.
Yeah. So the biggest issue with the maps is that there are so many tight corridor, like funneling people in choke points.
There's definitely maps like that in Battlefield 1, but it's way better in Battlefield 1.
Like Suez Canal, like in Battlefield 1, completely open map. There are like no choke points unless you consider this town a choke point, which I really don't. But like Suez has just like it's just a nice open map where you can run around and do what you want.
Yeah,
but in
Sinai
5,
Desert.
Sinai Desert.
But in Battlefield 5, every map feels like tight and clustered, and like you're being funneled, and you don't have any options to outmaneuver your opponents. You just have to run in there, and everyone just runs into like a hallway until they eventually get through.
Yeah, and there's that Pacific map. Like even the new Pacific maps, even though they're the better ones, like
they're still nowhere near as good as the ones in Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1. Sorry. Yeah. And the live service. Well, initially when the game launched, like the map selection was really pitiful, and we were hoping the live service would fix that. But the live service maps aren't much better than the regular ones, and are often worse than the regular ones. Yeah. The best maps in the live service are maps from other games in the Battlefield franchise.
Like the Metro map.
From Battlefield 3. But yeah, there's one map in the live service. I don't know the name of it, but it's so bad. There's like a bridge and a rock. I remember when that came out, I played it, and it was so bad. It just funnels you into these 2 choke points the whole match. It was horrible. And that's essentially a microcosm of all the maps in the game.
Yeah. And the biggest, here's another issue that we'll go into, is that the live service in this game, as you mentioned, didn't really improve much. But the reason why it failed so bad is because they didn't improve the features the game had. They just constantly were like, add.
So the game launched, and it had so many issues. Glitches, poor balance, bad maps, and all these other issues like visibility and all the physicality-related issues, attrition systems sucking. They fixed it a little bit, but
it's still not that good.
Yeah, it still sucks. And they weren't in touch with their community. The community was like, visibility and attrition. These are the 2 things we need fixed. And they were like, no, we're not fixing that. We're adding more stuff. So they added weapons and maps, which are fine, but they didn't fix the issues the community had with the game.
Exactly.
Like especially visibility. It's horrible.
It's awful.
Visibility is so bad in this game, which Battlefield 1 sometimes has that issue, and Battlefield 4 almost never has it, in my opinion. Or from my experience, but in Battlefield 5, you can't see anyone.
It's so difficult just to like try and kill people and stuff like that, because there's so many people laying down and stuff, and like mounting their LMG pods.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
and they're incredibly hard to see. They blend in so well with the environment.
Yeah. Which, by the way, as we said, there's that whole like another like selling point was you could lay down and crouch on your back. Fun thing is, that's just an animation change. Like, no matter which way you're looking on the ground, like in a regular game, you're not necessarily laying on your back, but you could position yourself in certain ways. But in this game, if you want to position yourself, you have to like do that stupid animation. Yeah. Which ties into the death thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to say again, they advertised all these physicality things, which look cool in a trailer, but they don't actually work well when you're playing the game. And they just interrupt the gameplay.
And here was a missing thing that they promised they would add: dragging bodies.
Oh yeah, dragging bodies. That was in the pre-release marketing, and it still isn't in the game, and it's never going to be in the game.
They pulled the plug, but they were like, oh yeah, you could drag teammates to safety, which would have fixed the issue of, hey, I need to revive my teammate.
But they're in the open, and I can't watch this horrifically long animation and like get locked into this animation to revive my teammate. But if you could drag your teammates, that would alleviate the issue somewhat. You could drag them to cover and then revive them.
It would make it so much better, but no.
They never added it.
They never added it. They just added more weapons and stuff like that.
There's some things we like about this game. As I said, there's a good map, which is the one from Battlefield 3, Operation Metro. And there's some other good maps, too, like, are not maybe good, but decent. Yeah. And they're like the Pacific maps, they're decent. There's that one with the big open field and I like that map, and the part where you're on the beach. It's like got that black sand or whatever. I like that map, but only when you're on the beach. When you get up to fight in those other areas, like in I'm not sure what it's called, like those caves. It's horrible. Holy crap!
I'm sorry, but this is another negative we have to bring up. The boats in this game, when you start out on the boat and you have to sail to shore, it's awful.
Oh yeah, and the vehicles in general, their balance with vehicles is horrific.
But yeah, you have to take the boat, you have to sail it all the way to shore, depending on the game mode, obviously. But you have to, in operations, you have to sail all the way to shore, and if your squad dies, you're all the way back at the very beginning, and you have to take a boat all the way back. But anyway, they're still decent.
But anyway, vehicles overall, the balance is totally broken in this game.
Yeah.
In Battlefield 1, it felt like vehicles were very powerful, and the players were also very powerful, so it balanced it out. But in Battlefield 5, tanks are weak. They run out of ammo. Well, they're not super weak, but they run out of ammo. So after a while, you can't use your tank anymore. I mean, you can find an ammo station, but I still have no idea how to find those.
And then enemies, what they do is they can't buy the ammo stations, and then they shoot you with the rounds, and they just instantly kill you, and you never have anything to do with it. Whereas in Battlefield 1,
and whenever if you're not an engineer or whatever it's called, assault. I don't know what it's called in that game.
Assault.
But if you're not an assault, you have zero chance against a tank. You can't do anything. You just have to run away and hope you don't die, which is a problem Battlefield 4 also has.
But Battlefield 1, the grenades were great.
Yeah, grenades were great and were able to counter the tanks. Every class had some kind of grenade that could counter a tank. And even the sniper class had, what are those bullets? The K-bullets. K-bullets. And you could damage a tank that way. Everyone could do something against a tank. Everyone had a chance. But in Battlefield 5, you only have a chance if you're the assault class, and otherwise you just die or run away. Yeah. More accurately, you die.
And in Battlefield 1, you could refill your grenades. If you stood by an ammo box, like the support put down, which there were actually ammo boxes in Battlefield 5, which is crazy. But anyway, if you stood by an ammo box...
Battlefield 1?
They're in Battlefield 5.
Wait, they are?
Yes, they are. But in Battlefield 1... you could go and then you could recharge your grenade. It took a while, so it was fair, but you could recharge a grenade, and Battlefield 5 doesn't have that. But anyway, we were talking about positives.
Positives.
The gunplay's good.
Yeah, the gunplay's good. But it has a lot of issues, although I don't know if it's good, but I actually prefer the other Battlefield games' gunplays probably to this game. Yeah. Just because in this game you get shredded a lot, and you die very quickly. In the other Battlefield games, you felt like you had a chance, especially Battlefield 1. Whenever you get shot at, and you feel like you can lay down and prone and get to cover, and you can respond to that gunfight and retaliate. You have a chance. But in Battlefield 5, you just die.
Yeah, but as you said, positives. It's still decent.
Yeah, it's still decent. It's still fun, and a lot of the post-launch weapons they added are fun to play around with. The weapons in general aren't that bad.
Yeah, there really aren't that many useless weapons. Like in Battlefield 1, there were tons of variants of weapons, like the turtle.
In Battlefield 4, many weapons behave exactly the same and only look different. I feel like Battlefield 5 doesn't have that problem. Most of the weapons I've used my company coin to buy post-launch are pretty fun.
Yeah, they're pretty fun to use. They're neat. They're cool. And then the next thing is the squad revive. We like the squad revive.
It's an excellent idea, and it should have an animation to balance it out. We hope that returns in future Battlefield games.
Yeah, that's really neat. It makes sense. You should be able to help your squad out. If it's supposed to be team game, you should help your squad out and stuff like that. You should be able to revive them. And whenever we're done playing with Battlefield 5, we're always like, I kind of wish that I could squad revive you. But then we go back to playing Battlefield 1, and we're like, okay, I prefer this game way more.
Yeah. But yeah, ultimately, we can have fun in the game, but it's definitely nowhere near the quality of the other Battlefield games.
There's just so many, really awful features that they have.
Yeah, and so many issues with the game that never got fixed.
Yeah.
As we said, you can't play a match without encountering glitches.
The visibility, while they tried to improve it, never really worked.
It never
and
really
stuff.
got to the level of the other games.
The physicality is awful. The maps aren't that great and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So all in all, we think there's some good stuff and there's enjoyment to be had. Obviously there's some stuff that we didn't mention, like you could obviously have fun going around killing people and stuff.
Yeah.
Crouch running is nice.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's satisfying to get kills.
yeah, I said it's nice to crouch run because sometimes whenever you crouch, you're like, okay, at least I like. In Battlefield 1, when you crouch, you're like, okay, this is a little slow, so I'm never going to crouch. But in Battlefield 5, you could at least crouch
And
like,
run. I
around.
thought that was a good feature.
It was nice, but like I said, there's some automatic stuff that should be good, but the other stuff that they added, like the attrition system and all the physicality and stuff, didn't turn out that great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like Battlefield and like this video, then please consider subscribing. Leave a comment on your thoughts of Battlefield 5, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.